Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. This time is of the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider build Rabbit form. So, let's get started. Gotta start by saying everyone knows I love build. I love Kamen Rider in general. But build is definitely in my top 5 dead or alive now. And it's just really dope to start to see more of the forms formulate and get Plas Black Hazard. I'm hoping we get Genius so we can start really finishing off these final forms now that Tank has been announced. So, with that being said, let's jump into this review and see how cool this guy is, right? As you can see, he has a beautiful colors of red. There's a nice little bit of light piping through the eyes. That way when light hits it, it shines very well. He just has a very good semi-gloss design on his nice candy red paints. So, as far as articulation goes, and look on top of the build with the hazard trigger. With the rabbit on the hazard trigger. So, the head can go up and down. Actually, let me move my light. There we go. The head can go up and down, and it's solid. It suffers from the collar syndrome, but his is actually a lot better in terms of movement. You can actually get a much better field of vision and range that you couldn't get with Omazeo, which is really great. So I really like that part already. As far as articulation goes in the arms, you can actually pull them out a little bit further. You'll hear a little click that allows you to get the maximum range that rotates out, all while circling on the arm. You get bicep swivel with arms that are double jointed. There's going to be the gauntlets getting in the way, so try not to push it in and cause paint rub. And the one thing I enjoy always is that the shoulder pads actually have a better range of movement because they're on a ball joint as well. So things like that are really nice, especially when it's not too much going on the figure. And that was kind of like Omazeo's issue. There was a lot going on that it would be a little overwhelming that you didn't want to do anything, but it was still a great figure. Now, on the back side, we have these ball joints for the rabbit. You can say kind of like the ears, but these are kind of like wings for him. For his jumping ability, they can go up, and they only stop to where the ball joint matches the range here. So you can go, depending on how you do it, you can go about this high, or you can rotate it around and get a little further, but there's going to be this in the way, so you won't get too much extra range. You can actually move it outwards as well, too. All depending on how you rotate those ball joints. Make it look like wings, you know? So we're going to get those back down. And then we're going to talk about this midsection. Now, previously I thought you couldn't move the midsection flap forward, but that's not true. You actually can. And you can do this on all the build figures as far as build goes in all his forms. As you can see, I've moved it forward just a little bit where you see that gap, which allows you to move forward with him. But as you can see, it's going to push his bottles out, so you have to be very careful with that. But it does give you that extra midsection range going forward. Put the full bottles back in. You can rotate left and right. And again, that flap will come up, but at least it won't take out the bottles this time when moving left and right, which is a really nice move. The belt has a little bit of wiggle room going left and right, allowing you to like not get in the way like I've messed up previously. And then we have the action on the wheel for the driver, which actually moves really, really nice. As far as the legs go in the lower torso, you use the drop down method that the renewals don't use. The legs can go forward. They are double jointed, but there's going to be leg armor in the way, so you won't be able to get that full range without having to really like put it at risk of breakage. So please don't do that. The leg can go pretty far outward, and you have a thigh swivel as well. As far as the ankle pivot goes, it doesn't go that far in, but it does have a pretty nice look to it. There's toe pivot, and the legs feel like there's die cast there, but I don't think there is. It just doesn't have that weight and feel to me, but it's painted in a semi-gloss that makes it look like it's die cast. So just keep that in mind. Now, as far as posing this guy up, making him look good, he actually poses very photogenically and very well, to the point where I couldn't stop taking photos of him. It's really, really nice. So he actually has a ton of range that I like to talk about, as my cat comes in the background and doesn't adhere to what's going on. She actually learned how to unlock the door. So if you hear her in the background, I'm sorry in advance. So as you can see here, he poses up very, very nicely. We can get those wings out. We can actually fold them forward, make them look a little bit menacing, all while making them look really cool too. So here we have that nice fighter stance. And I really, really like the way that looks. Just something that folds naturally, with both knees held down in a martial arts pose. Makes it look really nice. So with that all being said, let's jump into the accessories. the first thing I want to talk about is the Bottle Buster sword. This is a sword slash gun, which has a nice look to it and feel. It has a nice little weight to it too. So when holding it in the figure holding it itself, there's that extra handle to show that it's heavy and it holds its weight. So when switching to gun mode, you want to just lightly pull down and the handle meets right here to turn it into the blaster mode. And you have that extra handle on top to make it a two-handed thing. Or if you want kind of like a big two-handed sword where he holds it like this and slashes down, this is the blade end of it, right? So, oh, by the way, if you have any full bottles from previous figures and want to put those in, they actually can slide right in, right along. You just match up the lining, which I'm going to try to do while on camera. And the lining just, nope, that didn't work. So let me slide that back out. But you try to just line up the lining in it, as you can see here. And then just slide in. I don't want to risk messing it up on camera, but it actually works very well. And you can actually slide regular bottles in as well as full bottles. As far as hands go, you get a hand for the lever on the right hand side. You get one singular hand for that. You get a signature pose hand for pointing, doing the chemical reaction one. You get solid hands for holding the bottle buster in both modes. So these hands actually hold it regardless of whether it's in gun or blaster mode. So as you can see, it slides on. And, oop, I held it the wrong way. But as you can see, it slides on, rotate it right around. And you can hold it in gun form or sword form. And the same can be set up here up top. You just slide that hand on and voila. Now you can hold your bottle buster. You have open palm hands for action or just, overall being cool. And then you have the relaxed, semi-pointing, semi-relaxed hands. So keep these in mind as well. Overall, I'm really glad to be getting this. I love the look of it. I love the feel. And it's just one of those forms that actually came out really, really nicely. So no matter what I did with it, it actually just looked good on camera. As you can see here, it looks very, very nice. Depending on how you're going to light him up, it could just look really good. So, hopefully everybody else will enjoy. Take a look at the pictures at the end as well. Now, real quick, though, I'm going to stand him straight up. And the first thing I want to do is compare him to his other forms. And then I'm going to compare him to a bunch of other stuff. So you guys can see form-wise just how we've come across the build stuff. So here's Rabbit form, standing straight up. Here's his base form of Rabbit Tank. I don't know why I had a cough just now. So here he is with Rabbit Tank. Here's Black Hazard, which was a personal favorite of mine for a very long time. And now that I have Rabbit, he might have trumped that. I really like the look of Rabbit. And then we have Sparkling, which this one was an outrageous form that I didn't expect to enjoy as much as I did. But this one actually came out really well as well. So as you can see here, we have a bunch of different build forms that just look really cool together. But the Rabbit, just like Sparkling, kind of give us something different with that nice black and red design. So let's move these guys out of the way. Let's compare him to Cross Z Magma, which this is probably one of my favorites from build, if not my favorite, besides a regular Cross. This guy is a definite favorite of mine. So these two together actually look really, really good. Two completely different looks that just work really well together. Here he is with a Renewal Kamen Rider. Just gonna go with Kuga because he happens to be here. And as you see, he's a little bit taller than Kuga. Here he is with the Shaka Combatant or Combat Man, depending on how you go about it. These guys are everywhere in Kamen Rider, good and bad. As you can see, significantly smaller for the Renewal ones. The older ones are actually quite taller. Here they are next to a Marvel Legend. Let's move you out of here. Here they are next to a Mythic Legion. And a Mezco. We're going to do a Mezco right quick. So the Mezco will be Batman, who happens to still be standing up after everything fell. Here he is with DC Essentials Black Manta. who is significantly taller. Here he is with a Lightning Collection Psycho Blue and a Articulated Icons Ninja. So otherwise, SHF is significantly smaller in most cases, but they just really do a really nice job of kind of getting that feel of what you like if you enjoy Kamen Rider. Really hoping they do more, hoping we get more final forms. And the thing that I'm noticing is AI Ninjas work very well. Also, Lightning Collection works really good with Kamen Rider stuff from SHF. So those might be your two go-to lines. So hopefully you guys will enjoy, and then you're already collecting it. In the meantime, guys, I hope you've enjoyed. Hope you found it informative, but most of all, hope you do good, be good, and drink your water, guys. Later.